Let's learn about the conditionals in English. For me, this is the easiest way, okay, for you to understand the conditionals. They're divided into basically four parts and then the mixed conditional at the end, which is like a combination of the four basic conditionals that I'm going to teach you. The first one is what we call the zero conditional. This is the factual conditional when you're talking about something that is true, okay? It's possible. What's the structure for the zero conditional? In the if statement, you have to use the present simple tense. In the result clause, you have to use the present simple tense. What do I mean by that? So the conditionals are divided into two parts. We have the if clause, and that means the part of the sentence that includes the word if. If is a conditional, okay, that's going to be stated after. So if plus the present simple tense, and in the other part, the result clause, we also use the present simple tense as well. So what do you have to remember with the zero conditional? We use the present simple tense on both sides. This is for something that is factual. This is for something that is true. Perfect. Let's check the examples. If I read more books, I learn more. This is very true. It's factual. It's possible as well. So if I read, in the present tense, more books, that's the if clause. I learn more, present tense, in the result clause. Perfect. Another example is, if she sleeps early, she gets a good night's rest. This is also factual. So if she sleeps early, sleeps is in the present tense, and that is the if clause. She gets a good night's sleep, that's the result clause, and we also use the present tense. Perfect. The first conditional is made up of two important structures. The first part, okay, so that's in the if clause. We also have to use the present simple tense. But in the result clause, we have to use will plus the base form of the verb. What do I mean? If it is sunny tomorrow, so if it is in the present simple tense, okay, and that's the if clause. If it is sunny tomorrow, we will go to the park. So we have will, the modal verb will, plus the base form of the verb to go. We will go to the park. If she cooks fish, then I will eat it. If she cooks fish, that's the if clause, and we're using the present simple tense. Then I will eat it. Will eat. So will, the modal verb, plus the base form of the verb to eat. And this is the first conditional. It's used to express possibility. Awesome. Conditional is used for hypothetical situations, okay? This is not factual, this is not true, but we desire this to be true, okay? What's the structure of the second conditional? We have to use if plus the simple past tense in the if clause. In the result clause, we have to use would plus the base form of the verb. What do I mean? An example is, if I won the lottery, I would buy a house. Did I win the lottery? No. So it's hypothetical. It's not real. It's not true. But that's what we desire. So if I won the lottery, won is the past tense of the verb to win. Okay, so remember the structure is the past tense in the if clause. In the result clause, we have to use would plus the base form of the verb. In this case, I would buy a house. So the verb to buy becomes only buy. Another example, if I had a car, I would drive to the beach. Do I have a car? Well, no, it's hypothetical. So had is the past tense of the verb to have. I would drive to the beach. It's would plus the base form of the verb to drive. Another example, and this one is the irregular use of the verb to be in the conditionals. If I were rich, I would travel more. What you have to bear in mind in this case is that even though I, okay, is first person, and the conjugation for I in the past tense is was, whenever you're using the conditionals, okay, the second conditional in this case, you always have to use were. So if I were rich, I would, plus the base form of the verb travel, more. Perfect. Third conditional. The third conditional, like complete, this is not even possible. It's hypothetical. It doesn't exist, okay? What's the structure? In the if clause, we have to use the past perfect tense. What's the past perfect tense again? Had plus the past participle of the verb. And in the result clause, we have to use would plus have plus the past participle. What do I mean? Let's check the example. If I hadn't spent all night watching TV, I would have woken up early. Let's break down this sentence. If I hadn't, okay, so had, not, okay, let's take away the not. So had is the past tense, okay, of the verb to have. So remember, the past participle is had plus the past participle of the verb, the main verb. So in this case, spent. So past plus past participle. If I hadn't spent all night watching TV, and that's the if clause. In the result clause, I have to use would plus have plus the past participle. The good thing about this one is that would have is always the same. It's not going to change because remember that after the modal verbs in English, we have to use the base form. So I would have is always the same. You only have to focus on the main verb and what the past participle of that verb would be. So one more time. If I hadn't spent all night watching TV, I would have woken up early. Another example is, if I had saved my money, I wouldn't have had financial issues now. So in the if clause, we have had saved, had plus the past participle. In the result clause, we have wouldn't have plus the past participle of the verb to have, which is had, okay, financial issues now. And this is very strange for some of my students because they're like, why do we have had? Yes, you can use have more than once. So remember, one is the auxiliary verb and the other one is the main verb. So yes, it's possible. I wouldn't have had financial issues now. And that's the structure for the third conditional in English. If plus the past perfect tense, and in the result clause we have would plus have plus the past participle. And then sometimes you might see in other courses where they have the mixed conditionals, okay, which would be like a combination of the different conditionals that we just saw. Perfect.